Hello, I'm Bill Davison from TacPro Shooting Center. We're the USA distributor for Accuracy International, and today I'm going to tell you about their product. We're going to show you the models first, and then we're going to show you why they're so good. We're going to start with the 50 cal. This is the biggest bolt gun that they make, and in the future there will be a gas gun version of it. The gun itself is fairly heavy, but because of the caliber it needs to be. The magazine fed and bolt action in its move. The stock collapses on the gun so that it can be packed away in its case and easily carried. Next, we're going to talk about the one on everybody's wish list. This is the Magnum version, the AWM. This one's in 338 Lapua. The next one's going to be in 300 Win Mag. 338 Lapua at the moment is the king of the battlefield, so everybody wants to shoot one for their long range shooting. And as you can see, this one here is set up with the new 5-25 Smith & Bender scope so that you can actually get further out. We're now talking about 1600 yards rather than the old 1200 yards. It's got a new muzzle brake on the end to help with the recoil, and to tell you the truth, it's softer now than the whole 300 used to be. The 300, same gun but chambered into 300 Win Mag rather than 338 Lapua. Exactly the same in its setup, and we'll show you how they're set up in a little while. But again, yeah, before the 338 Lapua became so popular, 300 Win Mag was the one everybody wanted to go to. The AW series, it comes in many forms. This one's a covert, which is fully suppressed, and basically I can unscrew the suppressor and take it off. And as you can see, there's a 16-inch barrel underneath. The gun does fold so that the whole thing fits in a nice little case package that it comes in. It's used by many militaries all over the world, and we sell them here at TacPro, so if you wanted a suppressed version, that can be arranged. The standard version wouldn't have the suppressor on, and we're going to show you one of those in a minute. The law enforcement version, the AE, this one is topped with a Night Force scope, has a single stack feed instead of a double stack, and has a plain 24-inch barrel rather than 26 on the standard ones. The standard AWs have the muzzle brakes on. This one just comes like this for the law enforcement market. Let's see why the Accuracy International is in service with over 57 militaries all over the world. This is the standard AW in 308. The main points are the accuracy of the weapon, the repeatability of the weapon, the reliability of the weapon, and the ease of maintenance. On the gun itself, repeatability, what we're going to do for you now is we're going to shoot the weapon, and then we're going to take the scope off and put it back on again and shoot the weapon again. So you can see if you do have to remove any of the ancillaries from the weapon, it'll be okay, and you will be back on the paper for your zero. We're also then going to take the scope off itself and the barrel, show you how to do a barrel change, because yes, you can work on it yourself. You don't have to send it to a gunsmith. And we'll put it all back together and we'll shoot it again and see how close that is. Okay, we fired our first group. One of the first tests we're going to do to show you how reliable and accurate the gun is a standard military drop test. This is to show you that a gun can fall out of the truck or a helicopter landing on the back end of the gun and everything still be okay. So what we'll do is we'll give it some punishment. And we'll shoot it again, see where it goes. Okay, so we've done the drop test, and as you can see, it's still very accurate. What we'll do now is test the repeatability of the weapon. We're going to pull the scope off, have a look at it, and then put the scope back on again and shoot it again. As you can see, as I remove the scope, it's a 3-bolt system on a dovetail. You can't have Picatinny rail. It doesn't matter, the test would be the same, the results would be the same. What we're going to do now is stick this back on and shoot it again and see what happens. As you can see, once I've pinched it, I'm going to tighten up the middle one first and then work from front to rear, tightening them up. And remember, while you're tightening up these bolts, they only need 31 inch-pounds to hold them tight. Once we've got the scope on, we can shoot it again. As you can see, that didn't affect the accuracy. This time we're going to take the scope off and change the barrel. First thing you need to do is take off any ancillaries on the weapon and stow them to one side. Then we're going to set her up in the barrel clamp and remove the barrel. Now we need to remove the cheek piece and the bolt. Once they're off, we can place in the action wrench and get the torque wrench. And literally, we're just going to spin the barrel off. Remember, while you're undoing this or working on the gun, make sure you support the weight of the weapon so you're not pulling down on the threads. Once it's loose, take the action lock out and just spin her off. Personally, because the threads are so long, I like to take it out of the vise and just hold it down in between my legs and spin it off. There we have the gun stripped down. I brought the 300 Win Mag over to show you why and how all this is possible. The outside of the gun is just a skin, and as you can see, they come in multitudes of colors now. It used to be just green and black. Now I've got green, black, coyote tan, or camo, and all of them, with them being plastic, can be painted. The chassis itself is bonded to the action for life. You never have to strip it out or take it away. The bolt itself just pops out, and you can pop the firing pin out for cleaning and for maintenance and to make sure there's no breakages in there. Putting it back's just as easy line it up and give it a turn, and there it goes. The trigger itself can be just dropped out for cleaning. You just drop it out, hose it down, put it back in again. There's no need to mess with it. Other than that, there's nothing else you can do to hurt it. Now let's go put the other gun back together. Although we're going to put the 24-inch muzzle brake barrel back on, we could have chose to go to a 20-inch or even the 16-inch covert or even a different caliber. Okay, so we're going to put it back together. As I said before, although this is another 308 barrel going on there, we could put any caliber on there that fits into this action. So it could be 7mm 08, 243, even 22 cheater if we wanted to put it in there. Put the action bar back in. Now remember, when you torque it up, support the weight of the gun. Don't use this as leverage, just support the weight of the gun and do it until it clicks. As you can hear there, I click it twice. It's always best just to check. Now the barrel's back on, we can put the bolt back in and the cheek piece back on. Let's take it out of the vise and put the scope back on. As you can see, once I've pinched it, I'm going to tighten up the middle one first and then work from front to rear, tightening them up. As you can see, we brought the target up so that you can see it, and it's a nice respectable group. The gun itself has had the barrel off, the scope off, and the group fired in between that you saw us do. There's no question that this gun is the most reliable and most repeatable weapon on the market. As far as cost goes, we believe they're cost effective over their life because you save money on gunsmiths, you save money on your parts, and you save money on not missing the target with your ammunition. Accuracy International supplies 57 militaries all over the world. There's a reason this is the #1 sniper rifle. Come and see us soon.